Hi guys, Jill and Melissa asked me to make a video for you to talk about authentic reaching out. So let's get right into it because I don't want to spend too much of your team Zoom call time. Reaching out to people, it is very vital. It is, I know people in the business who try to just post on social media and just wait for people to come to them. And I know other people who are terrified to post on social media, and so all they want to do is reach out privately one-on-one. And what I'm telling you is both have to be a part of your business. The reason is because both have their advantages. Posting regularly provides repeated exposure to people of what is possible with our products, and really a lot of exposure is needed because so many things are possible with our products. So many different types of relief from different symptoms are possible, and the same goes for our business. It takes sometimes the most random things for people to actually see the vision and see that it applies to them. So, for me, it was seeing a post about how Jessica Heffley was able to get her nails done when she had never had any spare money in the budget before. And I remember Jill telling me that when I posted that I was able to hire a cleaning lady, it was like something that jumped out to her. So what I'm trying to say is that posting is that repeated dripping faucet, reminding people and expanding people's vision. But it's not all you need. We also have to reach out one-on-one. And the reason for that is because it is that little bit more pressure. And pressure is not always a bad thing, but I will say that the pressure element of it is the reason you can't just be a private one-on-one person. If you're only ever private messaging people one-on-one, you're severely limiting your reach as far as building your team. But in the same way, these one-on-one conversations that you start, whether they're over the phone or in person or via email or private message, do add that element of let's really talk about this. Not let it just skate on past and you think that it doesn't apply to you. But the big part about reaching out in an authentic way is that, number one, you have to really mean it when you say that you are praying for God to bring you the people that need this. Most of people on our team know Ryan Evans, who had such a severe celiac disease problem. Her health was failing. She was so deficient of nutrients. She was having to get iron infusions at a hospital every month and still was coming up short of all the essential nutrients, especially iron. And not only that, but her finances were in the tank. She was completely alone, trying to take care of two kids without income, and her health was failing. And so she has told me point blank in conversations, I pray for God to bring me the people who need this like I needed it. And that's what I want us to have in mind when we are offering people this business opportunity and these products is this is a blessing. This is something that could change everything. How many people do we know on our team who Plexus has changed everything for them? And so the first thing you have to do is you have to mean it when you say that you're praying for God to bring you the teammates He has in mind. And when I reach out to people, that's typically one of the first things I say is, I want, first of all, I love you. And second of all, I love you. So I want you to feel free to answer me with total honesty and know that you're not going to hurt my feelings in any way. But I want you to know that I have been praying long and hard for God to bring me the people that I can bless through this business that has been such a blessing to me. And your name keeps coming to my mind. And so as scary as it is to reach out to you because of the fear that you might misinterpret me, or you might think that I'm trying to sell something, or whatever fear you want to fill in the blank there, despite that fear, I'm pulled to answer the call from God to reach out and ask you if you've ever thought about Plexus. And that's just a really simple question, and that's something I want you guys to understand is we are just opening the door when we reach out. We are not trying to sign them up today, and we need to be understanding that they may not sign up for a year. We're opening the door. We need to be so confident in what we have in Plexus, in the safety and effectiveness of our products, and in the uniqueness and generosity of our compensation plan, and in the relationship blessings that we can bring to people through the wonderful team that we have and the support system we have. We need to be so confident in that when we are offering it to people, it's in a totally unapologetic way, not I just wondered if you'd ever thought about, like, the word just is really it annihilates your credibility because it sounds apologetic. So I really want you to think about that how often you use the word just. I'm just checking in. I just wanted to ask. But saying, I've been praying for God to lead me to the people or bring the people to me who this could bless. Plexus has blessed me in these ways. And you don't have to go on and on because people don't want to read a page-long message the first time you've reached out to them, and it may not be the first time. I mean, hopefully you have a relationship where you've, been in communication about life and everything else. But saying, in these ways, this has completely been a game changer for us, or it's been a godsend for us. And so I'm really praying about the people that it can bless as well. And I think you're one of those people that this could really bless. And so I just want to open up the conversation and ask you if you have ever thought about it and open that door. So that's what I do. I don't necessarily say, and one thing I do also is I try to tell the person why I think that this would be a blessing to them. So I've reached out to friends who were very good people, or great marketers, have good influence, that people around them listen when they talk and they care what that person has to say about things. And so that's what I say. I say, I think this could bless you because it's such a unique product and it's such a unique business opportunity, but I think you'd be good at it because I've observed this, and this in you, and it's so impressive, and I know that it could take you far in Plexus. So I do that as well. And then what else did I want to say to you guys about this? Be confident enough in Plexus and in what you have learned about Plexus to be ready for the conversation to go from there. Because like I said, we're not trying to start them off that day, even though that would be great if they respond with that kind of a positive attitude. We are opening the door and we are inviting them to ask us their questions and really get into the nitty-gritty of why or why not they might have interest. So prepare for, and even prepare for them to say, no, I'm not interested, but know that at that point they are watching. And at that point it becomes even more important that your posts remain consistent and excited and passionate, because I cannot tell you how many people on this team now today who are rock stars, who I reached out to a year ago and said, have you considered the products for this health issue? Or have you considered the business? I know you'd be awesome at it, and here's why. And then they reached out to me a year later, having watched my posts all that time and really letting the vision sink in. And then they finally were interested in jumping on board. And then the last tip I want to give you on this is reaching out privately, as we've been talking about doing, is you have to do so much of it. So when I first started recruiting in my business, I watched the video on YouTube, How to Recruit 20 People in 30 Days by Eric Worre, W-O-R-R-E, who wrote the book Go Pro. He's a fabulous trainer when it comes to network marketing. And he talked about the kind of numbers you have to put in order to find those people who this business is right for. So you have to understand that as you are doing these private reaching out attempts, whether it's over the phone or email or whatever, you're having to do a lot of volume to find those people who it's going to bless, who are really going to take it and run with it. So you will get rejections. You'll probably get 9 out of 10 no's, and you have to look at it and say each one of those no's is a necessary step. They told us at Leaders Retreat that the reason all these people are diamonds and you're not is because these people have failed a lot more than you have. So as you're doing this, and it's scary reaching out to people, just have in mind that the more failure you have, that's what sets the successful apart, basically. But the point of this is not that. The point of this is authenticity. So I hope that some of the language I've offered you in this video gives you a better idea of how to be authentic with it. And of course, every message I send out or talk I have is different because it's going to be specific to that person. So when I reached out to Lorelei Dimmel on our team, I told her, you already preach gut health. You are already all about diet. You understand that food is medicine. This is a perfect fit for you. You know, it's going to be different for person to person. So I don't necessarily advocate finding a sample message that sounds really good and then using it for 100 people. I advocate those few concepts of authentically letting them know this has been a blessing from God for many people, and I believe it can be one for you, and telling them why they'd be good at it. But other than that, it's really going to need to be very personal about that person and about your relationship. And my last tip was your focus is that you're opening the door. You're opening up the conversation. You are reassuring them that you can handle their honesty and that you appreciate their honesty, and that above all, you love and care for them and are not interested in their money. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you guys have a great Zoom call.